we go.
Hello everyone, this is John with Money on the Floor Currency Trader. I'm at it again. I've already made a new robot. So this one was inspired because I have some customers that wanted something a little bit simpler, easier to understand, easier to deal with numbers and specifications and dialing it in and all that crazy stuff. And I understand we get complicated on some of these EAs, but we actually can make some that are simple that work, and that's this one right here. This is John's Money Support and Resistance EA. It's using arrows, and basically this one here is going to take an arrow on the blue arrow. I'm going to take a trade on the blue arrow, and the only thing it's got to have is it's got to line up with the blue at the bottom, and the red is at the red at the bottom. Let's make sure it does that. Yep, sure does. Okay, because if it pulls up somewhere else where it's not supposed to, it won't do it then. That's the main thing. Now we have three of them. I think we have one of them. It has a yellow X in here someplace. It's designed for the 5-minute. You can use it on the 15 too. Here's the yellow X right here. So we got one of them that'll take the trade and exit on the yellow X, and it also does the trailing stop and take profit. Another one we have goes arrow to arrow, and then another one just does the arrow and just takes the trade. It ignores everything else, and it just the trailing stop and take profit, get it out. So it's very simple to use. Right now I got the one where you close on the yellow X, so we'll bring that up. And you can see it's very simple. There's not a lot of stuff in here. It's not really anything to mess with. It comes already all set up. So we got, unless you don't like the stop loss, we have 300 points. And this is a scalping EA. This is usually what we use it on. So we usually like to have a smaller stop loss, which is 300. And then we have 500 for take profit. The trailing stop right now is 100, 100. You can change that on the other EAs. The one where I do, the one that does arrow to arrow, it has a bigger number, was 200, 200. And then the one that gets out on the arrow, closes on the arrow, that one's going to, or the one that doesn't, that just goes arrow by itself, that one has a smaller trailing stop, and that's the reason for that. It already comes on there. Everything else here is set up to go. Just put your trade size, make sure the stop loss, you're okay with your risk. Other than that, everything else should be okay and you're set to go. Just click OK, and voila, you're ready to go. So make sure that you got, once you go over here, make sure you click the smiley face, and always check, make sure the comments are clicked, because a lot of times they're not clicked and it doesn't work, and you know how that is. So anyway, we're here to make money in the markets. That's what this is all about. So let's go back to a 5-minute chart, and you can see how simple this is. And if you're going to manually take it, you can see the arrow. You can either wait for the blue candle or you can take it right away. The idea is if it goes below this here, you should have your stop right around here, maybe underneath these wicks, or even at the very bottom. It depends how big a stop you like to have it if you're going to trade manually. Other than that, your robot will go ahead and take that in there, and it'll take it up, and it'll get out accordingly to your level, what you're looking for. So let me zoom out here real quick so you can see a little more of it. So you can see the arrows are at great locations. We have a double M, has an arrow right here. Now you got to remember, that's why you have a stop loss that goes up in here, because this one went down, and sure enough, liquidity grab went right up there and then took off. The market pulls back so dramatically that if you don't have a big enough stop loss, you will get taken out. Now in the trailing stop, like if you got in this trade, it'll probably get out with a trailing stop someplace. Now that's why when we go arrow to arrow, I leave a bigger trailing stop, so maybe it'll make it. So that's the idea for that. And then the one where you just go arrow and it doesn't go to anything, that one I have a small trailing stop, because you're just trying to get in here and make a little bit of money. And you can run multiple ones. You can run the one that goes arrow to arrow, do a bigger trailing stop, and then do the one with the X and do a smaller trailing stop, and you're getting 2 trades, one small, one large. You're always bringing money in, so that's another way of doing it. It's probably how I would do it if I purchased this EA. Or you can run this alongside any of the other EAs that you have. So this is just one more simple EA, but accurate, and it really works out very well. Now, when I first started building EAs, I built one very similar to this, using this arrow long time ago, back in the old days. And so I re-pulled it out because people were asking for something simpler that worked. I remember that this one worked, and we could keep it simple, and that's what we're doing. So if you want a simple EA that works, makes money, and is relatively inexpensive compared to the other ones, this is the one for you. So go ahead and get it. This is John's Money Support and Resistance Arrows EA, and this will really help you out in your trading It'll put money in your pockets, and you can trade this manually. It's very easy to trade, very easy to understand. So, and it's all adjustable. You can play with it all you want. And if you have any questions, always get a hold of me. And if you have any trouble downloading it, please get a hold of me. And if you're not making any money with it, get a hold of me. Maybe we can find what we can do as far as settings and try to get it to where it'll make you a little more money. So sometimes all it takes is one setting off, trailing stop's too big, or something happens different. Every broker's a little different on the feed, so it just depends. You know, sometimes you got to change one little thing to be able to make money, so you never know. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Let's make money in the markets, and thank you so much. Make sure you get this EA. It's very simple, but it really works. It'd be great to have with your list of EAs to be able to pull out of the market and be able to make money with it. Okay, bye-bye.